moving into the 5-minute chart, which is what we're trading. Let's just take today, for example. We opened up here. This is where we opened. This is the 9 o'clock bar, the regular trading hours open. And for now, this is the very high of the day. We didn't trade any higher than this yet. So if you got into a short trade today and managed it by having your stops above the highs, then you would still be in the trade. But you would have probably gotten a scalp out on the down momentum and gotten stopped out. But this bar right here, for the open bar strategy, this is a bad bar because this closed in the middle. Open near the high, that's a very good sign. You had strong sellers, but buyers managed to buy up half the selling before the bar closed. So it closed in the middle, so that's not a strong bear bar. If this had been the open bar, then that would probably have looked, this is more bullish. You opened near the high of the bar, trade all the way down here, and then closed in the upper third of the bar again. So that would have looked like a buy signal. This is a doji, that would not have been a signal. Here you've got too long a tail below, so that wouldn't have been a signal either. This one right here, this is a very strong sell bar. Often you get some more downwards movement before you get a pullback. So this would have been a sell signal. This right here would have been a buy signal, but not the best buy signal because you have got a tail on top. This would not have been a trade signal on the open. That would have been a buy on the open. So what we're looking for is directional bars on the open, preferably some kind of trend bars. So I'm going to go through a couple of these past days, the open bar, just to see how it would have looked. This right here, this was yesterday. You had a bull bar on the open. This looks quite bullish. You have small tail on top, so this could be a buy signal, but it never triggered because the next bar traded low, traded down below. So now we've got a 2-bar trading range. This is where the bar opened. This is where the second bar closed. So there's actually no directional movement on the first 2 bars. Third bar as well, opened and closed, just where the open bar closed. And then you've got the breakout, and you've got a pause, and you've got continuation. So this was the open of yesterday. And where did we open? We opened near the low of the day. This is how we traded. We traded up and traded sideways the rest of the day. So getting long near the open yesterday was a very good move. Moving on to the day before that, we've got that right here. So this right here was the open of the day. We traded up, strong bull bar, a tail on top, but then we got a pause and then we got continuation again. So this is also a nice setup for the open. And it could be better if you just got a strong bull signal on the open. And how you trade this is you go long above and then you put your stop below, and then you probably get a scalp up here, and then you move your stop to break even. Here you were stopped out at break even, but that's risk management. Could also have put your stop below the breakout bar. That would have kept you in the trade a bit longer, but eventually you would have gotten stopped out. There were some short signals up here, but open bar strategy. I have to just talk about that and not all the other parts of the chart. I could talk about these charts for hours. Okay, so this day is interesting. This is the open bar. You trade it down and then you trade it up and close near the high. This is a strong open bar right here. So you want to go long above that and put your stop below this right here. And was this the low of the day? No, it wasn't. Isn't always like that. Sometimes you get a move in one direction and then it reverses. But here, at the very least, you got a nice scalp profit before it turned down and probably stopped you out below this low right here or below that low over there. But this is a strong bar for the open, for a buy on the open. This is a directional bull bar that closed near the high, trade lower first and then close near the high. So you want to look for these bars on the open. That's the very best bars to get on the open. That's bars like this one right here. The strategy just doesn't always work. Sometimes you get stuff like this. Well, it still worked right here because the initial target is a 10-point scalp, and then move your stop to break even. Unless it just ticks off, sometimes you can see how it moves, and then you just hold on to your position and manage it later on. This is a bull bar on the open, traded low, traded high, closed near the high. So you want to buy above this right here. And let's just see the high of this bar right here. So 180, and the high of this bar right here was 192. So room enough to scalp out a 10-point scalp. So here it was successful as well. You got a bottom formation down here before it took off. But look again, where did we open? We opened near the low of the day, and price just trended up for the most part of the day. Took some back in the afternoon, but once again, if you can get in one or the other side near the open, then sometimes you just golden. You could have taken some profits of these highs up here, clear resistance. Let's just do one more day. This right here, sell signal. Yeah, you opened up there. This is an open, and you trade up there to that high, and then we closed all the way down here. You have a small tail on the bottom right here, but still it is a bearish directional bar. Also, it's a breakout bar from this support area right here. You want to sell below the open bar right here. And was this the high of the day? No, it wasn't. Just turned out to be a range day. How low did it go? It went 17 points, so enough room for a scalp and a break even on the runners. And you got a second signal on the 2 bars later right here. Could have been the high of the day, but you don't know that. But often when you get a directional bar like this, you at least get a scalp. Sometimes you get a trap, but more often than not, my experience is that you get a very high hit rate on these open bars right here. Okay, so moving on to the next part of the strategy.